Deploying and configuring bare metal agent. This video focuses on deployment of bare metal agent on VMware, initial configuration of the BMA, and addition of the BMA to Cisco UCS Director. Before you begin, ensure that you've downloaded the OVF file of the BMA from the Cisco website and have verified the digitally signed image. If you're going to use a static IP address for the BMA, have that IP address handy. Deploying a bare metal agent. Log into VMware vCenter and select the ESXi host on which you're planning to deploy the OVF template for the BMA. Specify the location of the OVF file for the BMA and verify the information provided for the OVF template. Specify the name and location for the deployed template. Enter the static IP address for interface 1 and interface 2 if the Pixie and management networks are different, or enter 0.0.0.0 to use DHCP to dynamically assign the IP addresses for the BMA. A message that indicates the progress of the BMA deployment is displayed. The installation process will take several minutes. Configuring the bare metal agent. Log into the Cisco UCS Director that's deployed with a compatible version of the BMA. Add a bare metal agent account. Check the bare metal agent uses different interface for management and Pixie traffic checkbox if you have different interfaces for management and Pixie networks. Enable the Samba services if you want to deploy Windows-related OS images. For a multi-node deployment, choose the IP address of the inventory database node in a database address field. Once BMA is added to Cisco UCS Director, configure the DHCP server for the BMA to deploy a Pixie and specify the IP addresses. Start the BMA services to enable the database connectivity between the BMA and Cisco UCSD appliance. Periodic polling occurs between the BMA and the Cisco UCSD appliance in 2-minute intervals. Optionally, set the bare metal agent account as default. Upload an OS image on the BMA server from the local desktop or from a web server. When you upload the OS image using the web server path, the OS file is directly copied to the BMA. Enter the MDS checksum value of the downloaded file to verify the data integrity. Provision an OS image after uploading. Select the required image and type of OS that you want to provision. Once the OS catalog is created, the Pixie is ready for deployment. Setting up a Pixie environment. To deploy a Pixie, add a Pixie boot request. Use this procedure if you want to deploy an OS image without executing the entire workflow. Set up a Pixie environment manually to push the configuration details stored in the Cisco UCS appliance to the BMA. Reboot the server with Pixie request as priority. You might need to wait a couple of minutes for the status update. Create a workflow if you want to deploy an OS through Pixie on a bare metal server using an end-to-end workflow. Set up the Pixie boot with BMA selection task for deploying Linux and ESXi related OS, or Windows Pixie boot task for deploying Windows OS, and Monitor Pixie task to monitor the status of a Pixie.